Okay, so today we are diving into mindfulness. But like you asked, not just the what, but the how. Like, give me the actual ways to be more present. And
Right.
we lucked out because this Mindful Journey podcast we're using is jam-packed with stuff you can actually try.
And it's so interesting how this whole idea of needing to be present, like, it's not new, right?
hmm
But the distractions, like you were saying,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
everywhere now. It's
Oh,
nuts.
yeah. So, yeah, we're not saying you got to be like some Zen master 24/7. More like building up that mindfulness so when things get crazy, and they will get crazy, you've
Always.
got ways to like recenter yourself. Exactly. And they did not disappoint on the practical tips. They started with something we all hear about, but maybe haven't really gotten mindful breathing. I like how they explained it, like hitting the pause button on your whole day. Just close your eyes, take that deep breath in, hold it, and then slowly exhale. They even said like doing this in the middle of intense work meetings.
Oh, smart.
Right, to get that focus back. Talk about relatable.
And it's not just some, like, fluffy feel-good thing either. There's actual science behind it.
Really?
Yeah, when we slow down our breathing on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
we're messing with, in a good way, this thing called the vagus nerve, like a big deal in our nervous system. And that triggers your body to chill out. So all those racing thoughts that take us away from what's actually happening,
Oh my
they
God.
start to quiet down.
That makes so much more sense. It's like slamming the brakes on your brain's stress response.
Okay, so from breathing, they went into something they called sensory awareness.
Mm.
Have you ever, like, zoned out so hard you miss everything around you?
All the time.
This is the opposite. They were
Mm.
saying, like, to really feel the texture of your clothes or listen closely to what's around you, like birds outside or something.
It's all about pulling yourself back into your body. Like, what are you actually experiencing right now? Instead of stressing about deadlines or that to-do list that's stuck in your head.
Dude, I'm feeling calmer just thinking about it. And speaking of staying grounded, that's where they talked about setting intentions and how that connects to limiting distractions.
Makes sense.
Because let's face it, nothing throws us off track like
Phones.
our phones. It's
Yeah.
like we're all carrying around these little...
Distraction machines. Distraction machines. Totally.
Right.
But what I really liked was it's not about being present every second. It's more like when you realize you've drifted off, you gently guide your attention back. Like training a puppy, but for your mind.
Exactly. And it gets easier, I promise. The funny thing is, our brains, they aren't meant to multitask all the time.
Really?
Yeah, all that switching back and forth actually makes us worse at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
More mistakes, more stress, the whole 9 yards. So even setting small intentions like, for the next 10 minutes, I'm only working on this email, that gives your brain a little break to actually focus.
So it's kind of like less is more when it comes to focusing.
100%. Holding your attention on one thing, even for a short time, that's where the good stuff happens.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so they didn't just stop at taming our tech. They also got into gratitude. Did you notice how when you focus on what you're grateful for, it can like instantly change your mood?
Oh, for sure. It's like a superpower or something.
Right.
Totally. And it's not just in your head either. Like,
Yeah.
there's actual research that shows gratitude can, like, rewire your brain.
No way.
Yeah, for real. You can actually become happier, more resilient, even healthier just by focusing on what's good in your life.
Wow. 'Cause so basically we're training ourselves to look for the good stuff, which I guess makes it easier to be present in the moment too, right? Because you're not so busy sweating the small stuff.
Exactly. It's like building that positivity muscle.
Okay, but you want to know what really got me about this episode?
What's that?
They kept saying progress over perfection. Like, you don't have to be blissed out 24/7 to be mindful. Oh, thank goodness. Because
Sure.
I was starting to feel like, am I doing this whole mindfulness thing wrong?
Right. It's such a relief. And for anyone listening who's new to this and maybe feels overwhelmed, like, even the tiniest changes over time, they add up. They really do.
It's not about becoming some mindfulness guru overnight, but just finding those little things that work for you and making them part of your routine. So what did that look like for you? Like, what really clicked from the mindful journey?
You know what got me? They talked about bringing intention even to the boring everyday stuff. Like, how often are we eating lunch and scrolling through our phones, not even tasting our food?
All the time. Guilty as charged.
Right. But what if we just took 5 minutes to eat mindfully? Like, really savoring each bite,
Mm.
or even that first sip of coffee. Instead of stressing about our to-do list, we just pause and actually be there in that moment.
It's like those little pockets of mindfulness throughout the day. And not even adding more to our plates, just changing how we're already doing things.
Totally. And the more you do it, like you said, it becomes a habit.
Exactly. It's like you're making a new path in your brain leading to like more peace and all that.
I love that. This has been such a good deep dive. I'm kind of amazed how much we got out of just one episode of The Mindful Journey.
Right. It shows you how powerful it is to just pay attention. And as you go about your day, just notice those times when you feel really grounded or at peace or just truly happy. What is it about those moments that brings you back to yourself?
Oh, okay, that's something to think about. Thanks for coming on this mindfulness journey with us.
Of course.
And to everyone listening, until next time, take care.